In my presentations, I'm often interrupted, and then I have to move forwards or backwards among the slides. Does this also happen to you? I'm Christian from Vision 6D, and I help people and businesses to improve their project management. I'm going to show you with some tips how you can improve your presentations. For this, I'm going to show you how I structure my presentation and how I have used some tips to navigate it really easily. Here in my presentation, I have a central element. For me, it's a timeline because I'm presenting a project, but it can also be the content of your presentation. So through that, I can here, for example, in the middle, click on marketing, and we are directly moving to the slide concerning marketing. Down here you see a set of buttons that I have prepared. If I'm selecting, for example, to go to the design, I can directly move to the design. I can as well come back to the central part, which is my timeline that you see here. So you saw that I have buttons where I can navigate, and those buttons, you see, they also structure, they represent the structure of my presentation. To structure my presentation, I'm going now to move to the outline view of the slides here, and currently I have two slides on which I want to work here. So the main slide here, I will give it a title which I will name Project IoT 4K. And we see that on the slide itself we have directly the title that came. So you don't see, but I had already prepared this. The fonts here were set to Arial black, and the color here I will set it to white. Like that we have a good contrast. The second slide I'm going to define as being the feasibility study. And you see that everything that I write here is already defined on the slide itself. So the slide that I will provide after here, the number 5, will be about design. On the design one, you see that it takes the default fonts. So I'm going here to change this to the Arial black and with the color as white. This makes the title disappear because everything is white, but I'm going here into formatting the background and I'm taking that gray blue color. After that will come the slide about marketing, then another slide that will be about development. The one after will be about production, and I will have a last slide that will be the ready for shipping. And you saw that in every case we had the title that was written up. So let me come back. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm selecting all those titles and I'm going to change their fonts at once. Arial black and color white. I cannot change at once all their backgrounds, so I have to come back and select them individually. Now we have the structure of our presentation that is already prepared. Continuing now about structuring my presentation, the design itself. In the design I will discuss 3 topics. One is the optical part. The second one is the mechanical part. And you see that it created like 2 new slides. But what I'm going to do, it's here to select them here and to just demote them like that. They will be part underlying the design title. So I can also do the same with that one here, which is about connectivity, still part of design. And I will also here demote it. Like that, I have the 3 first elements that are here, which I know I will talk about into my presentation, and I'm just left with changing their fonts to become the Arial black and white color. So what I want to show you with this, it's that directly into the plan you can insert the different topics you want to talk about. And this is really useful. Like that, you can think of the messages you want to provide into your presentation. And it's with the plan that you define how you structure, what are going to be the headers, what are going to be the messages you want to transmit to your audience or discuss. I have now prepared the complete structure without writing anything into the slides directly, just using the outline mode. And with this, we really have a good way to structure a presentation. To easily navigate between slides, I will add buttons. For that, I'm going now to select the shape here up, rectangle, and the first place where I want to navigate is the timeline. We'll shorten that one a bit. Now I can, with Ctrl D, duplicate it, move it that it is aligned, and I'm going to change the content to feasibility. Enlarge that one a bit, that everything is fine. Yes. Now I'm going to continue and position the rest of the buttons. Now I added all my buttons, and now I will link them to the correct page. So I select the timeline here, and I'm coming up into insert, and I have the possibility here to define a link. So there are different kinds of link, but the one I'm choosing are places into this document. And since we worked with the outline, we have each slide that has the number, but also the title. So it's way easier to select to which one I want to link. So I'm saying OK for that one. And now we could just test it. If I come onto the button, you see that I can now follow the link. If I select it, I moved exactly to that slide. So I'm coming back, and I'm going to do exactly the same for the other buttons, inserting links to their places into the document. Now I have all my buttons, each with its own link. Now what I need to do is to select all the buttons, to copy them, and you see already that I pasted them on each of the page. So if I take, for example, development, and I want to go back to the timeline, you see that I go back to the timeline. Again, I can also, from development, I can go to the design.